Hello.
Hi, hey.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being here.
What's up, Patty? You finally got your stream. That's what Patty was waiting on, a stream.
Yeah, I didn't see the normal crew this morning, so hopefully everybody's back tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of people were supposed to stream, but I guess they just couldn't make it.
Yeah, I think I was watching, I think it was Furlough this morning. I get confused sometimes between Catfish Steering and Furlough Steering. I just click on it as soon as the notification comes up. I'm like, I'm here.
Yeah.
But how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. The weather's cooperating. All the veggies are out, getting some sunshine. I've been working so hard on these vegetable plants lately.
That's cool.
Yeah, I do really good at sprouting them, but the transplanting them once they get big enough is where I don't have so much luck. But hopefully.
Hey, Sandy. Still's in here. T-Bone's in here. There's Furlough.
Thanks for being here. Well, I really want to talk about all your tanks. So if you want to introduce yourself a little bit, you can, but really just talk about all the cool fish because I know you've got some new ones that are really pretty.
Yeah, I have 10 or 12 tanks in my room, and we're up to like 40 tanks total now.
Wow.
We have a variety of freshwater to saltwater. We have clownfish. I have some starfish, discus that are a large tank behind me, betas, shrimp. We have all sorts of things. I'm actually getting more shrimp this week. It should be the next 4 days. I'll be getting some black roses and black crystals for one of my new tanks because I recently got a rack and then put 4 more tanks on there. And I'm going to be getting some guppies soon from Jess because she's getting rid of her Moscow butterfly line. So I'm going to be getting that and trying to breed those in my 20 high that's on the bottom there. So you can barely see it. So that would be fun.
Yeah. I've wanted to order some from Jess so bad. And now that the weather is getting a little bit more cooperative, I'll probably be making an order soon. Yeah. And I almost want to just be like, here, take my money and you just send me everything that's cool because I can't decide because everything she shows on her website, just everything's so cool.
Oh, there's my man in the house, Big Tank Hank.
Hi.
Aqua balls.
Yeah, all of her guppies are just so pretty.
I know. She did a tour not too long ago. I can't remember if it was her stream or if she was a guest, but she went through her tanks and I was like, now, come on now. Every tank, really? How am I supposed to decide?
Yeah, I'm getting more into guppy breeding because I bought 1 guppy from my local fish store and it was already pregnant when I bought it. And that one had babies. And then I kept all those babies because I couldn't get rid of them because I was just starting out. It was a couple months into the hobby or something. And so I kept all those fry, and then they started having babies. And now every week I go in and there's more fry to pull out.
Yeah, so I have a few tanks that are like that. Every time I look in it, there's a new fry. But I have a few tanks that I've had for a handful of years now that are definitely, I need to introduce some new stuff to them. But it's fun to come down here and be like, oh, what's new fry, awesome.
Yeah.
It's always exciting. But
right now I'm just breeding mutt guppies. But I'm going to get into breeding specific strains because I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, they're both equally fun because with the mutt guppies, you kind of never know what you're going to get. And sometimes you will have the prettiest female just out of nowhere that I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. That's amazing. But when they line breed, it's really exciting too to kind of just see what happens there too because sometimes you never know what you get.
Yeah, especially if you have a really pretty line, then you're like, oh yay, more babies of that line.
Every once in a while, you'll get a random one that comes out. You're like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
But they're both equally, there's perks to both for sure.
Yeah.
What's up, Bob? Kerri Aquatics is in here. I didn't say hi to him earlier.
Hey, Bob. Thanks for being
Muppets in here. Aqua Balls is in here.
What kind of water do you have?
We have soft and slightly acidic water. Our pH is around 6.8, and there's no nitrites or ammonia in it. It's well water, and it's pretty soft. I think the GH is like 1 degree, and then KH is like 2 or 3 degrees.
I was curious about that. It's like I've seen almost all of your streams. I try to catch all of them, and I was like, I'm curious what kind of water you have. Because I have super hard water. It's just liquid rock. And with all this discus talk here lately, I'm like, okay, I was looking at, it was Discus Hans, right? That you got them, the discus from. That I was looking at, I was like, I don't know, but these are really pretty. But the more you talk about them, I'm like, oh my gosh. Now I want even worse. But they probably do a little bit better than in your water than mine. But there's something magical about that well water, probably regardless if it's hard or soft. Because I had well water growing up, but it was still really hard water. But there's something magical about that stuff.
There are harder water discus breeders. You'll have to find them online.
Yeah. I was just looking at what that he had, because that was, I don't know. Like I've seen a couple discus at our swap in St. Louis here and there, but never in the fish store. Like I've never seen them at my local fish store for sale. And I'm sure there's somewhere through the grapevine that I could get something that's compatible, but I'm like, I just wanted to see everything he had. I was like, these are beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, Marianne wants to know if either of you two sell anything.
I'm hoping to sell some of these lovely t-shirts that she's modeling and you're modeling for me. But not fish-wise, not right now, no. But I know you have plans, don't you? Sort of.
I'm starting to grow plants to sell. I will eventually, I have duckweed. I mean, who doesn't have duckweed?
I have algae.
But I am going to get into more of the plant growing and selling. Right now I have some red root floaters. I just got those a little while ago, so those are not ready to sell. And I am going to be getting some frog bit, and I think it's called Riciocarpus. It's from Rose Aquatics. And it's like in a heart shaped, and then the roots are purple, so it's really pretty.
That sounds cool.
The only thing I guess that I sell right now is the guppies, because I have so many babies. And my mother has some swordtails that she's selling. And on Jess's website, mainstailsforinfants.com, my swordtails, my mother's swordtails are actually posted on there. It's under the category mollies, and they're red and black swordtails.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah, the only ones I have right now that I have fry that are swordtails are their calico swordtails. They're calico koi swordtails of some sort. But I waited, and that female I think was pregnant for like a year, and I don't know how she could have got any bigger, and she finally dropped some fry. And I was like, oh, thank you. I've been waiting forever.
Hey, Melvin.
And Monster Fish Gal Lori's here.
Yep.
Hi.
hi, Lori.
And S is here. Welcome.
Yeah, they were wanting
All kinds of Petro Man. All kinds of.
Oh, Petro Man. Oh, yeah, he just came in. But yeah.
Well, what's your plans for the summer? Like, do you have anything going on for the summer?
Apparently, she's growing plants.
Yeah, besides plant growing. Any cool projects?
During the summer on the weekends, we go camping at an RV park. So on the weekends, like my fish obviously aren't going to eat unless we come home that weekend to feed them. But during the summer, since I don't have school during the week, I'll be attending more people's live streams during the morning, in the weekday, and I'll probably start trying to breed more shrimp and guppies because I'll have more time during the summer.
Well, let me know how this shrimp breeding goes, because I have good luck in some tanks again, and not so good luck. I'll need some secrets. Yours way better at this fish keeping thing, Eddie. It took me to my 30s to get as knowledgeable as you. Like she's better than I was.
I have some shrimplets right now. I think they're cherry shrimp, but I'm not positive on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to try to eventually breed golden bee, caridina, red and black crystals, tangerine tigers, and then green and orange neos.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't gotten into any of the caridina shrimp at all. Like at all. I look at them and I want them, and then I'm like, there's no way. They're so expensive, and I got to up my shrimp keeping skills a little better, but I've got a few blue, I think they were blue dreams, but I've just got a few of them left, and then I've got some cherry shrimp and some yellow ones, and the yellow ones are the ones that breed the best for me, but every so often I'll get a red one or kind of a wild type brown one every so often, and I'll kind of call them out a little bit, but I still keep them. I just move them to a different tank so I can see what happens there too. Yeah. But they're so fun to watch. I never thought they would be so entertaining. I was like, they'll clean up the tank a little bit, but whatever. I probably won't see them. And then I got a handful of them, and I would sit there for I had way too many things to do to sit there that long and just be like, wow, look at them go.
They're definitely cool.
This is awesome. Like they just squirmage around. So I was like, this is entertaining. But no, I didn't sit there for that many hours. I totally worked around the house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't gotten into any of the culling yet because I've only had one batch of shrimplets so far, but I will get into straight line breeding the shrimp, but I do like doing the rainbows as well. It's kind of like guppies.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Danikin. Yeah, Petro Man. Yeah, they do love our water.
The guppies, yeah, they do. And I'm thankful. I just wish I still had the well water, because growing up, that well water was nice. I didn't know what I had when I had it. I appreciate it now more, and I don't have it anymore. All kinds of cool people here. Oh, thank you guys.
Awesome. Good deal. Yeah, everybody's in here. Petro Man's in here. Melvin's in here. Danikin's in here. Dave's in here. Scott's in here. Patty.
Well,
Patty's got to get her fixed.
I was telling them earlier, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of with Patty. She left one at the very beginning of the chat that was like, there's no live streams this morning. And then we had to wait. I was like, I know, I'm with you. I didn't know what to do with myself when I was doing housework and laundry. I didn't have any, I just didn't know what to do.
Didn't have anything to lurk and listen to.
Did you decide for your discus what kind of food that you were feeding? Because I know there for a while you were kind of debating about a recipe.
Yeah, I ended up making the recipe, and they ended up not liking it, so I might try soaking it with garlic guard or something. But the thing that I did decide to primarily feed them were Hikari bloodworms. Those seem to be their favorite, but I do feed them a wide variety of freeze-dried gel, pellets, and lots of frozen food, too.
That's interesting. I know that I don't know. The more you guys talk about it, I'm like, oh, and then I know they're so beautiful. The few times I've seen them in person, they are amazing. But I was like, there's a couple other fish that I thought I should keep that I like that would just do better in the fish room. But I tell you what, the more you guys talk about them, the more I see pictures, I'm like, oh my goodness, I love them even more now.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
This is random, but I got a freshwater clam the other day at my fish store. It was just, they never had one before and I never had kept it. And I was like, we'll see how this goes. It's over here and I see it open up every so often. But that was an interesting new thing that I found. I was like, we'll try this. We'll see how it goes. I've never had a clam before.
That's cool.
I thought so. I was like, we'll try it. We'll try it. They had all kinds of new things in there, but they had a little tiny baby arowana in there. I was like, it was so cute, but I did not need another one. It was so hard to just like walk away because I was like, I know how to do it. I know how to take care of them. And it's so ridiculously adorable. It was so tiny. It was in a little 10-gallon.
Except for the fact I could feed it to the other one.
I don't need to. The one I have is I feed it just anything and everything, whatever. It's kind of like a puppy dog. It kind of just begs for food all the time. So it gets an array of whatever.
Yeah.
But it's always hungry. I'm afraid it's going to outgrow that tank. And I don't know where I'm going to get a bigger tank. And it would break my heart to donate him to an aquarium. But I know in time there's going to be a point where he's just too big to keep. But
yeah.
Man, I've had to learn that fish's personality, and I feel like sometimes he literally yells at me. He'll splash, and that's his form of yelling at me.
That's cute.
Well, Marianne wants you to do a fish swap, both of you two.
Yeah, we should have some kind of in the future when everything's kind of, for the most part, gets back to normal. As much as just meet up and be like, here's you some guppies, and I'll try these guppies, and
that will be good.
We'll have a Brianne
tank to each other.
Mm-hmm. We'll just have a Brianne tank and just be her setup.
Well, you could probably do that, something like that.
I miss everybody. I just can't wait to see everybody in person again. And I was looking at the Aquashella stuff. I'm like, I can't wait. I look at it every so often. I'm like, I can't wait to go. Hopefully everything works out.
Well, Bob said he's got 3 clams as 180, and they do a great job.
I didn't even look, Bob, at the cost because I knew if it was cheap enough, I would buy it. And I was like, I don't need to.
I did. It was $35.
It was so tiny. It was only probably, like, no joke, 2.5 inches. And it was in there with a knife fish. They're always in there with a knife fish. Yeah, we looked up that, Danikin. You said something about it in your live chat the other day, and I immediately went. I was like, I don't even care what it is. I'm going. And I was like, we were both looking. I was like, where's this website at? I'm going. And, yeah, it's close. It's the closest one to me. We'll see Fishy Biz there, I'm sure.
Yes, Petra, man. I do want a 300.
I'll take a 240, a 300, a 500 gallon, 1,000 gallon. We'll take anything that I could possibly get. I thought they were honestly going to be easier to find, and they're not easy. The bigger tanks are not easy to find here. But
yeah, a lot of tanks were pulled out too in our local fish stores.
Yeah, we lucked out with this one. It came from the local nursing home. They contacted the fish store to upgrade, and the fish store just happened to remember me and called me. I was like, I'll take it. I don't even care what it looks like. I'll take it. I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. I will. Yeah. And we went and picked it up. It needed resealed, and we had to do it twice because the first time we messed it up. So we had to go get more silicone. But everything's working out good so far. It's been a year or two now. Year and a half.
It's been a couple of years.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to give them up yet. And the only person, honestly, that I would trust is Jeffro, and I think he has an entirely different plan for his 300 gallon. But I want to keep him as long as I possibly could. But I think you are, as much as you don't like to admit it, I think you're more attached than I am. The earthworm feedings are his favorite.
Holy smoke.
How?
Oh, read it.
I can't. How many Malawi fish would you recommend for a 530, I'm assuming, liter tank? So liter tank, I have no idea because I have not.
If it's a
kept that.
530-gallon tank, I want to know.
I think
I bet it's liters, but
I can't see that far. I tried to. I'm like, I try, but I'm like, I can't see that far. But thank you for the Australian super sticker.
yeah, T-bone.
Thank you. I never know if it's dollars. Is it Australian dollars? Bree would probably know. She's smarter than I am.
I think T-Bone's Fishies is in Australia.
Petroman's 140. Yeah, cut it in half. Me and Petroman already had this discussion on how to work it. I just couldn't see whether it was liters or not.
My eyes don't work, but yeah, I wish I knew. We need to get into more, at least reading about different types of fish. I have a tendency to keep what I keep and not, I'm starting to branch out better, but I at least need to read about different types of fish. I used to. Do you know, Bree, anything about those?
About Malawi fish?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
No, I don't either. I'm sorry. I wish I did, but I don't.
There's probably...
Daniken would probably know. He has a lot of different...
I was going to say, if it ain't Daniken, it'll be Petroman or Bob. One of them will be able to crank. They'll crank it out. They already know it.
It's 5 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. That's a cool tank.
Yeah, that is a neat tank. That'd be, and I'm on the other end of it, like, that'd be a neat stand to build for a tank like that.
Do you have any types of favorite foods that you feed your guppies to? Do you have anything like your go-to for your guppies that they're digging right now?
I do feed them live blackworms. At first, I thought they would be too large for them, but they just pick at it. Especially babies too. But something quick and easy would be like extreme krill flakes.
Yeah, I really like the krill flakes. I ordered them. I think I got them as a sample or something, and I tried it, and I was like, "Wow, this is nice." Everything, for the most part, I'm pretty sure everything down here eats it up, gobbles it up, and I was like, "Wow, this is nice." So now I try to get the biggest bottles I can possibly afford, and keep it just always on hand. And the bug bites. I sent you that spirulina. I like the bug bites. I like their flakes and their granules a lot. The bug bites.
Yeah. I haven't tried those yet. I haven't fed them yet. I will soon.
I use let me grab it. I'll show you. It's right behind me. I have these two different ones, and I like the smaller one for the guppies. This one's a little too big. I smashed it up since I bought it. I went ahead and just smashed it up with like a hammer and made it smaller. But I like that light blue label bug bites a lot for the guppy. Just all the live bears, they snack it up. They really like it too. For the more granules.
What's up, Fish Biz?
Oh, hi. But yeah, every time I go to the pet store and they have some kind of new food, I will buy it and try it because I'm like, ooh, it's new, must try.
Well, Daniken answered the question pretty much. He said the more the better.
The cichlids like the plecobites. Our cichlids like the plecobites. Oh, halo fins here. Hi.
Marianne wants to see us swap guppies, strains of guppies.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be fun and a cool idea. And see, it'd just be all kinds of different combinations. Would be awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to try. I moved a couple guppies around. I moved this one right behind Jesse right here. I moved a new guppy. I had it off to its side for a long time trying to line breed it. And I got a few fry from it, but I went ahead and moved it in there because I want to try to breed the CPDs. So I made a bunch of spawning mops, and I'm going to try to move the spawning mops over into that aquarium and see if I can get any eggs to hatch, see if I can get any baby CPDs. I've been talking about it for a while. Now I'm going to actually try. We'll see how it goes. So if anybody has any advice on breeding CPDs, let me know. They do. They like that 10-gallon tank that I have set up. It's really heavily planted, but from what I understand, they like to eat the eggs and they spawn in the morning, more towards the morning. So we'll see. I'll try to come down here and move things around, see if I can get anything from them. But we're getting ready to move all the tubs outside too, hopefully. All the smaller summer tubs outside. Here pretty soon. It's starting to get slowly warmer and I'm excited. I'm itching for summer. Yeah, aquabas. I bred CPDs. They're easy. That's what I've heard. It's just a matter of moving things around so they don't get eaten. But we will see.
And yes, for Petroman's way earlier comment, yes, I'm in love with it. It's not going anywhere. The arowana.
Yeah, he likes it.
He's not going anywhere. He's just going to get a bigger tank.
We shop for one all the time, but we haven't found one quite yet. And what we have found, it's like, if I'm going to pay that, I might as well just go ahead and buy a new one because it's not that far off. I'll just get a new one, then I don't have to worry about what was in it.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of local pet stores up where you're at? Do you have like all different kinds of places that you shop at, or do you just kind of go online?
We look online first because that's easier. But if we need something soon, then we normally go to the pet store, one of our local fish stores, or if it's cheaper at the local fish store, then we go there. But we have I want to say 5 that are not in our area, but they're within a reasonable drive from us.
That's nice. We have PetSmart. We have our local fish store, and then about an hour away, we have one that we go to every so often. It's about an hour away. We'll visit when we have a reason to go up there.
Well, Aquaballs told you to put some moss in a small plastic and let them breed and then take it away.
Okay.
And then Burmy wants to know from both of you, what are your favorite fish?
Probably guppies, honestly. I don't think I'll ever have a time where I won't have guppies. I just love them so much because you never know what you're going to get. And they're always so pretty. What about you?
I want to say my favorite's discus, but it would probably be the guppies too because there's just more of a variety and they're easier to breed. Like discus, you kind of put them in the tank. I mean, I want to breed them, but I'm kind of not thinking they're going to breed for a while. But like guppies, like I can look in tomorrow and there'll probably be more babies. So they're just quicker to breed and more color, more variety.
Yeah, I always like just coming down here, and you just never know. Some days you'll have a handful of fries. Some days you might have 1 or 2, and watching them grow up to see what they color up as is always fun. And I always try to put the kids into it. Be like, come look. And some days they like it, and some days they don't care.
Scott's Aquatics. All the wood I got yesterday is still floating. It will not. Yeah. Been there, done that.
That one we had in the outside pond, it's the 300-gallon pond. That chunk of log was floating. I think it's still honestly floating.
Yeah.
Now that I'm talking about and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, there's a little bit but it's been in there for like a year. I think it's been in there the entire time and it's still floating, but it's like 3 foot long.
Yeah, it's like 3.5 foot piece of driftwood.
And then one of the pieces I put in this tank over here, I'll just show you real quick. This 30-gallon right here, there's a big old, you can't see it because of the microphone, but there's a big old piece of driftwood in there that took, I don't know, months to finally sink down. And the plecos really enjoy it, but it took months and months and months and months to finally go down to the bottom of that tank. I don't know if it's ever going to go down.
Yeah.
But they really enjoy it. I kept plecos for I don't even know how many years, and I never, it was my fault because I never looked into it. But I had no idea they needed driftwood. Most of them needed driftwood, and I would always complain. I'd get them up to so big, and then they would just always die. And I would complain, and then once I met the fish fam, I was like, oh, I'll look into this, and I learned so much about them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Petraman, for that comment. Yeah, I could probably build a stand for about anything. But
Yeah.
T-Bone wants to know, what should I replace my betta with in a 10-gallon, and I already have neons in there.
I already have neons in there.
So, that could go a bunch of ways.
Guppies.
Guppies. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, you can ask us what we're both going to say guppies. Get you a nice trio of guppies and put in there.
And the next thing you know, you have 65 of them.
Uh-huh. They do well in a 10-gallon tank.
Well, they do. They really do.
As long as you don't start off, get a good trio. Fishy Biz, oh, thank you. Gotta run. See you next Monday. We're gonna do a stream with Fishy Biz, by the way.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Well, my beard collects everything. Just glad it's shorter now that spring is back.
Oh, Zen Ginger's here. Welcome.
Well, somebody want to know how the saltwater tanks were doing for Brianne.
Yeah, tell me all your secrets.
They're not as hard as I thought going into saltwater. Like, I was doing all this research, and when I started up the tank, I didn't really need all that information.
Oh, wow.
But the saltwater tanks are doing really good. I haven't touched this one saltwater tank in, I want to say, a month, and it's doing really good. The corals are actually growing. I want to say they're growing faster, and without all those water changes that I used to be doing. But they're really doing good, and it's not that much to talk about, I guess.
What did you do to set one up? Because that's kind of my problem. I'll look into it, and then I'm like, this is a lot. And then I stop. So if you were going to, like, talk me through setting up, let's say, I don't know, like a 40-gallon breeder, what would I need to do to set that up as a saltwater to be successful?
Well, for a 40 breeder,
or some just a random good size that you even think, just even a good size of tank. That's how much I know nothing.
Yeah, I think 10 gallons would be a good way to start off. I started off with a 16-gallon BioCube.
Uh-huh.
If you want to do a 40 breeder, I would do a hang on the back, because sponge filters will get really messy.
Okay.
Canister filters are the least messiest because of the calcium that gets all over. So canister filters are the least messiest for as far as calcium deposits go. And you get some live rock, you put it down, and then you put sand. You could put sand and then the live rock, but if you have fish that dig in the sand, the rocks will eventually settle. I had my sand sifting goby collapsed one of my rock work because it was sitting only on top of the sand. And if you put the rock on the glass and then put the sand, then it's really secure.
Okay. Yeah, I like those guppies. Those guppies are cute.
Yeah. After that, you mix up some salt water, or you can get it pre-made. That's what we did for the first few months. But then we realized that it was cheaper to get an RO unit and then mix our own salt water. And then from there, you fill up the tank, get a saltwater master test kit, and then you just monitor the levels once every. I did it every day, which was very useless. It was a big waste of the test kit. But you can test it once or twice a week. And when it cycles, then you get your first fish. Hardy fish, I went with saltwater. I went with clownfish to start off, and then I got clown gobies. And then they say like after 6 months, it's a good point to get corals. I did after 2 months. I got my first coral. That was a xenia. And it's doing really good. I haven't had a coral die in there yet. So that's good news. And then that's pretty much the setup and stocking. And you just keep your calcium around 420, alkalinity under 160 parts per million. And then when you do water changes, I like to dose calcium every time because it's consumed 4 times faster than alkalinity. So I just dose that. I use Chem Refusion 1 and Fusion 2. That's a calcium and alkalinity 2-part dosing system. But I dose calcium every time I do a water change, and then alkalinity every other time I do a water change if I was doing water changes every other week. But since I haven't did a water change in, say, about a month, I would dose calcium and alkalinity next time I do a water change.
Interesting. Yeah,
I like to add green essentials on top.
Say one more time.
I like to add essentials, essential elements on top of the calcium and alkalinity dosing. I just think it works good.
That's interesting. I'll have to remember that. I'll rewatch the stream and be like, what did she say I needed to do?
Well, Melvin's already give her a shout out. He's ready.
Is he gonna do one?
Well, he said he's getting back into it.
It just looks by his name.
So he's getting back into it. So apparently she has spurred him back into the moment.
I fell in love with those seahorses we saw. There was a fish store at the wherever Aquashella was at the time, and then there was some seahorses at Aquashella, and I never seen them in person. I was like, these are so just amazingly cute. Oh, I loved them. But that would probably be what would actually get me into saltwater, from actually just talking about it. But I need to look really into it.
Brianne's already got her first job offer. The Zen Ginger's got you a job offer.
We'll read it.
What state do they live in?
I can't remember. Yeah, she wants you to come set up her a saltwater tank and make her a cheat sheet.
Yeah, I'll take a cheat sheet too. I know you and your sister are doing thumbnails and timestamps. Is that what you said the other day?
I do timestamps for live streams and videos, along with I can do descriptions and then tags. And then my sister's doing thumbnails, intros, and she's offering editing for videos.
Oh, wow. That might be helpful. That's the part I hate doing the most is editing.
I'm trying to get it off of there.
Oh, it's fine. I'm going to go put the cat back. She's biting me.
Yeah, we have a cat that enjoys to be in the live stream all the time. That is successful at interrupting everything, and also the world's clumsiest cat ever. I've never seen a cat as clumsy as this cat.
Well, she started doing the thing where she'll come up to you like she wants petted, but then she won't like bite you, but she'll gnaw at your fingers, and it hurts just enough to be like, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know. Every day it's a new thing.
Oh, Bob says you can't have seahorses and puffers. You got to pick one. Kerri.
I don't want to pick one. But these puffers, I like the puffers right now. The puffers, I didn't know how much I missed them until I got them again. And I was like, oh, every time I go in that room, I'm like, oh, here's you some treats. I'm always adding. I can't do the live plants. We did an experiment, and I knew what would happen. I knew it would melt. But he was like, let's try a plant in there to see what happens. I was like, okay.
It destroyed it.
It's a brackish tank. But if you want to see it, sure. So I've just been adding more and more fake plants in that tank, different kinds, just to give them more hidey spots. But they're all getting along still, and they all look, at the moment, good and healthy. I had some that... I tried. but they're really entertaining. They're cute.
Brianne's working it. She's going to do an you could definitely sell that an online lesson. There'd be a lot of people.
Yeah, you're very business minded, organized, and responsible. I'm still learning how to be like. I look up to you, and you're way younger than me. I'm like, how does she do that? She's so on it. She's got channel stickers. I've been on YouTube for like nearly 4 years, and I'm just now getting around to trying to get channel stickers. You were on it. I was like, look at her go. That's just awesome. And she knows, your stuff too. You're very intelligent.
Thank you.
Wow. What's your plans though, like after, like for college? Like are you going to stay in the fish area of like interest of study? Or are you going to do something, else?
Since I have all these fish tanks, I'm probably going to do online college, like marine biology or accounting.
Mm-hmm.
I think those would be 2 good studies to do.
Yeah, both. I know for grad school, for like a piece of advice, I wish someone, because I kind of went into school blind. I didn't really know what I was doing. And I felt like the hardest part about school was getting into school. And for grad school, I'm on a wait list that I feel like is never ending. This program I want to do, it's been over 2 years and I'm still waiting for a spot. But if you plan to go to grad school, make connections with the professors long before you apply, because no one told me that. And now I'm trying to build relationships with professors way late in the game, and they won't let you into the program unless you have your advisors already planned out and they want you to be a part of their program. And so I should have done this years ago during my undergrad work. Been like, hey, we have similar areas of interest and I would really like to be your research assistant or something for a while. And that would have made getting into this program a lot easier. But I was kind of going into it blind, and it's totally unsolicited. You probably already know it. She's smarter, but I did not realize that I needed to start reaching out for professors for my graduate school, like year 2 into my undergrad stuff. So use that advice however you need it.
Hey, Ed.
Especially if you want to stay with it seems like I want to do freshwater biology, and even around here, I'm nowhere near close to an ocean, but everything's marine biology, and there's very few spots for the freshwater stuff around here. And I'm trying to look more into the online programs, but it's starting from scratch, emailing you, like explaining who you are, what you want to do, why you want to do it, and hopefully you get some responses. But yeah, there's you some advice if you need it or not.
I'd say she probably doesn't need it.
I'd say she doesn't either, but it's something to talk about. Like I said, she's way more on it than I am in my 30s.
I'm going to say that her parents probably keep her on top of it.
Her parents are in here.
So
they're very good parents.
Yeah, I'd say they're right on top of her.
Yep.
Moving forward.
Is that how long have your parents been keeping aquariums? Because I feel like your parents have had aquariums for a long time too, since they were kids, or are they new into it too?
So quite a few years ago, we used to have a 55-gallon fish tank, and we weren't like into fish keeping that bad. We weren't like, setting up 4 tanks in one weekend. It was just that one tank, and it was that one tank for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
It was a freshwater community tank. We had all sorts of fish in there. There was quails down below in like a separate section.
Oh, wow.
And then we took down that fish tank. I don't remember much about that fish tank. I was really young.
Mm-hmm.
And now since February of 2020, we were all watching this fish show called Tanked.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want to set up a fish tank, just this one fish tank, and I'm gonna work and I'm gonna set up one. And I wanted to do saltwater first, but I was debating on it, and then I was told to go with freshwater because it's much easier. So I set up that tank right there, and that was my first tank. And I set it up for 2 days, and this cycle was complete, according to the people that we got it from, the fish store. We had it up and running for 2 days, and then I added 3 platies in there. And I just added more fish every couple of weeks. I know I had 11 fish in there, and it's a 9-gallon tank. I think I had 11 fish in there at once. Then I went down to 9, and I had 6 for a while. Because, like, I want to say 10 fish, and within a week, like, every single day, a fish was dying, and I did not know why. And then I was down to, like, 3. And I just left it like that for a little while because I didn't want to keep adding more fish just to keep losing them.
Yeah, I've had that. I had that happen with the puffers. I mean, I bought 4, and that one just, no matter, I thought he was getting better. He was better for a while, and he was eating the whole time, but he just every day got skinnier and skinnier and skinnier until it finally just didn't make it. And it was like, no matter what I did, no matter what I tried, it just wouldn't work. But I feel like there's weeks where it's like everything I do is wrong. Like, I will lose a fish a day. I do everything I know to do. It's probably overkill, and no matter what, it's just a bad week, and it tests you a little bit. And then you'll have weeks that you're like we said earlier, you'll come down here and you'll have a bunch of new fry, and you're like, oh, I'm so excited. I just love everything about everything. And then it'll be smooth sailing for a while, and then you'll have one of those weeks that you're like,
that's all right. I'm happy getting her backstory in the chat from her parents.
oh.
I'm just reading the chat. That's why I'm being quiet. I'm just reading.
Ed popped in. Hi, Ed. And Priscilla's here. Hi.
Hi, Priscilla.
Yeah, Priscilla, she's always, man, she can make some artwork.
I've been trying to catch their streams, but I have all good intentions. And it seems about like 9 o'clock hits 8:30, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I've missed a few of the late night ones here recently because I just get up too early, and by the time early evening, I'm like, oh goodness, I'm sleepy.
We go to bed early and get up super early. But yes, Zen Ginger, you're right. She who wants to attain the most knowledge wins. And yes, Brianne will win. She's wanting to attain and move forward.
Yeah, I think so. The next big superstar. Yeah, I put glitter in your shirt because, like, the shirts I'm going to sell on the website, they're just I don't want to say plain, but they're just the logo. But yours, I sent her a shirt, and it's all sparkly. I'm like, you're a star.
Yeah. And then
I'm like, I know this is cheesy, but it's true.
Oh, there she goes.
Yeah, he hadn't seen your bag, I don't think yet. I was like, I want to make it special.
yeah, it's really cool. I used it when I went and got betas.
Oh, really? Cool. I have some, like, I don't know what it's called. It's kind of like the stuff you put in your windshield on a cold or a sunny day. I want to try to make that into a liner for them, but I haven't. I can sew through it with the sewing machine, but it doesn't. You have to tape it, and it's not quite the way I want it yet. So hopefully it's still, you can use it. It's washable, so if it gets wet or anything. But I was trying to make it like a cooler bag, and I couldn't quite figure it out. I got the pattern lined out, but sewing through that stuff is a little difficult. But trying different things. Let me know how it washes. But I was trying to guess your shirt size. I was like, I think this is right. But if there's some extra glitter and stuff around the logo, all you have to do is wash it, and it should come out
Okay.
all good.
Hey, John. John Larson's in here.
Welcome. Geek Boy. I didn't see him
Oh,
come
did
in.
Geek Boy come in and I missed him?
Oh, he did right there.
Oh, my bad. I apologize. It's my fault. I did that. That was me. I missed it.
It happens. I have trouble seeing.
Yep. If she can stick with it, she will be very successful. Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and YouTube, like the whole YouTube part of it, that's just, as long as you make videos and you have fun, it'll come. Like there's days where I'll lose a bunch of people and I feel kind of bad. But then there's days where I'm like, oh, we got some new people. It's just kind of an up and down game. But I know from what I've understood, like some training I've taken from YouTube, like different people through the years, I know your titles and just making that evergreen content that no matter what year, how many years it is old, it always stays true and helpful to whoever can use it. And those are really good on your channel. However, whatever topic you want to share, just having a good title and something that no matter, like I said, no matter the time frame, the information's true and helpful.
With as many tanks as you got going, there's something helpful in there somewhere.
Every day you're like, look at this. Pat the Fish Tanks is here. Welcome. Yeah, she doesn't have a shortage of interesting stuff. I feel like sometimes I shoot the same thing. I'll get on a kick where I'm like, this is my project for the week. And I'll spend a lot of my time fiddling with that one tank, and all the footage for the week is just the same thing over and over and over again. I'm like, I need to shoot something else for today.
Yep, you're exactly right. Select pet, yep. Lots of more spokes you can put on the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Got to put a lot of spokes on the wheel.
Yeah, I just like YouTube's, I don't know, YouTube's the funnest. I've tried Instagram, like, and all that stuff. And I'll, like, Facebook, I use Facebook just to message, like, clients, and if I have a fish question or something, I'll reach out. But YouTube, I don't know, YouTube's kind of what I focus on the most. I probably should branch out more, but the community on YouTube is, you guys are friends. I just come to YouTube to, like, check in and be like, oh, and it almost feels weird when I don't see everybody and talk to them every day in the chats. It feels I miss everybody. Like today, it kind of threw me off. I woke up, I think it was Furlough was on. It was like 5:30 my time. I watched Furlough for a little bit, and then the Carver family was on. I watched. He had a lunchtime special for a few minutes, and then it was Sharp. I think it was Sharpie was on for a little bit, but it's like if I don't see everybody at their normal time, I'm like, where's my friends at?
Yeah.
Hey, Sandy. Hey,
And
Pat.
you've been having like an afternoon. I think during the week it's like at what 3? It's 3:00 my time.
Yeah, 4:00 my time on Wednesdays.
On Wednesdays. Okay, I felt like it was more than that, but check that out because I look forward to just it's like, oh, she's on. I try to at least. I don't always type all the time in there, but I usually am in there lurking at some point doing laundry or household dishes or something at some point. And I'm like, oh, friends are here.
Yep, you're right about that, Pat. Fish too. The fish fam basically is a great community.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's a never-ending resource of someone out there knows something if you have a problem.
Yeah, everybody's definitely helpful. I just don't even think about it as it is a community, but now I just think of everybody as friends. It's just like it's my friend group. All the friends are here. But I don't know what I would do. Like it it's so integrated in my daily life now, and I'm so appreciative of it that I just don't know what I would do without it. And I'm really glad that you started. I don't know what did make you start from like making videos and doing the live streams. Was there something specific that started it, or did you just always want to?
Well, I kind of wanted to do YouTube videos, but then I was like, no, because who's going to watch my YouTube videos? I think it's 9 years ago now. No, definitely not. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I did Shopkins videos, like little toys and little figurines, unboxings on my father's channel. And you could probably go watch those if he still has them up there. And that was fun. But then, like a couple years after I did them, well, Shopkins aren't something you find like at the dollar store or something. You have to go to like Toys R Us or Amazon or something to get them. So it wasn't always available to do them. So then I stopped doing them just because it was so hard to consistently put out videos if you have to constantly go get more figurines to unbox. And when I stopped that, I looked back at the videos a couple of years later, and they were something else. They were hilarious. And then I was like, what would I make YouTube videos about? Because the most subscribers I had was 6 on that channel. And I don't know, like, I didn't think anybody would actually watch the videos. So why would I put out videos? And then I was on one of Jess's streams, and people were saying that I should go up on panel. And I was like, I don't know. And I didn't show my face. I only had my voice, and I was showing one of my tanks. So I went up on panel, and I thought that was, like, I was so scared to go up on there, but then it was so fun. And then the people in chat were encouraging me to start my own YouTube channel and start putting out videos and stuff. And then I wanted to start live stream because I think that'd be fun to talk to people live. And here I am.
I think the first time I saw you pop up was in Father's Fish, and then it was in Jess. Then I think I saw you in Jess's stream a lot, and kind of was like, oh, look at this. It's so cool. Well, I'm glad you're here and you're part of the community now. And like I said, you're a friend. And anytime you want to be on the stream, just holler at me. Be like, hey, I want to chat. Be like, okay.
Okay, I will.
Was there anything you want to mention or shout out or anything in the last couple minutes?
I don't think so.
No?
Well, I gotta give it to Bob with the music quotes around it. We are family.
We are family.
That's all I think of the song.
Brian asked me the other day.
Post-dated,
My son asked me the other day. He goes, Mom, did you used to have friends when you were younger? I go, yeah. He's like, do you have any friends now? I'm like, I do have friends. They're just not here. Like, they don't come by the house. But
they're virtual
now. But ask me if I was like, yes, I do. I actually do. There's some people out there that want to talk to me. It's like, made me feel good, son.
Oh, that's awesome.
Do you know, is Skipper up next? Does he have I didn't check before.
I don't know. I'll check.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's next.
She can check faster than you, I guarantee it.
Probably.
She'll know way before you.
Or anybody in the chat. Where do we go to next? I know Father Fish is at 5 also today.
Well, at least I got it stuck in somebody else's head. He goes, no, it's stuck in my head. Yeah, I know. Bob started it. I read the chat. You can blame it on Bob.
I don't see any schedules for today. There might be one. He might just go live, but I don't see any scheduled one. The last thing that was scheduled was meeting 2, and that was for 8:48 p.m.
Griffin said no skipper.
No skipper.
Griffin said no skipper.
Internet problems. Well, then I probably will see everybody at Father Fish then. And then Susie Q, I believe, comes on at 6 my time. So then I'll see everybody in Susie Q. But thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And the chit chat was awesome. And like I said,
Thanks
anytime
for
you want
having
to
me.
come over, you're more than welcome. More than welcome. We'll talk guppies more.
Thank you.
fun.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for showing up.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thanks for all the super chats.
Thank you.
And again, thanks to Brianne. Appreciate
Yeah, and
a very
Bob's on
knowledgeable
2 hours.
young woman being on here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Kayla's up tonight too, and Danikin's up tonight. I just honestly, I always forget the times. So before we go, if you want to put the times in the chat, so then it'll remind me too.
I think Diego might be going live tonight. I don't know.
Oh, Kayla's is at 7 my time.
7 Central.
So I'll see everybody there too. Oh, Chalupa No Tomatoes is here.
Yeah.
Hi and bye.
Yeah. I've seen several of them fall in. I made it in for the end.
But thank you guys again. And I'll talk to you, Brianne, super soon. But thank you guys. And I'll see you next Sunday for another chat.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.